Hello, this is Jamie Magridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. I don't know if you can see. There you go, you can see it now. So let's get started. I'm going to be using a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white, a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of white for my layer. You could do another color there if you wish, but I kind of like the white on white for this card. And then my card base, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Going to be using the iconic dies. I pulled a sentiment from Pansy Patch, and I'm only using this first part of it. I've actually cut it into 2 pieces because I just wanted the little hello. These are the dies I'm using. I've got the 2 mushrooms, and I've cut them out of the vanilla cardstock. I have this fern. I've cut one out of garden green, I believe, and 2, well, let me check. Let's see. Yep, garden green and granny apple green. And then this is Tasteful Label dies, and I cut that out of white. Okay. So and you're going to need a scoreboard of some sort. You can use your trimmer. You can use this scoreboard. It just takes. I don't really have enough space under my camera for it, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one, just so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm going to take that 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece and put it in the corner here. Just going to kind of tape it there. It doesn't have to be taped, just mix it so that I know it's where it needs to be. I'm going to take my scoring tool. I'm going to start at 3/4 of an inch. And every 1/8 of an inch, I'm going to go ahead and score until I get to 1 3/4 of an inch, or however wide you want your scoring to be. Okay, now that's the inny part. I want it to be this way with the outy part, so I'm just going to flip it over. So there's that piece. This is going to get mounted right to the front of the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece. I'm just going to use my wet glue. There's just going to be tiniest little border, 1/16 of an inch, because it's just an 1/8 of an inch larger. Okay, so can you see that? It's hard to see the white on white, so let's bring this board back in. Let's see if I can find all my pieces. My cat just spewed all over the place. Okay, and then this is going to get mounted to the front of my card. I think I'm going to, well, I might as well go ahead and do it. There you go. Okay, now bring in these pieces and bring in this stamp. I didn't mount it. Bring in this Tasteful Label. Memento black ink. I want to stamp it towards the right side. Make sure I got it inked well. Perfect. Okay, put that aside to dry. Now, on these, I'm going to take the dark green one and one of the light ones, and I'm going to take the bottom two leaves off. I'm just going to pinch it here at this. Oh, I'll use my snips. That's probably smarter. Where are they? Just clip it off here so that the bottom two leaves are, so I can have some varying heights. Doesn't really matter which one. Okay, so I've got those pieces. One will go here. This one will go here. This one will go down here, like that. A little bit lower down. Okay, put that aside. Now I've cut these out of the vanilla cardstock, and I want to pop these little pieces out. So I'm going to bring in a, this is a piece of Post-it note paper. A little less sticky, so I'm going to sticky it against my clothes a little bit. Because I want to pop these little pieces out just so that I can keep track of them. Because I want them to stay white this time. Last time I colored the whole thing. This time I want them white, and it's just easier to keep track of them if I have something to put them on. Okay. And then I'll take the rest of it off. Excuse me. Sorry about that. There's the one. I probably could just leave it on here, but because this is kind of a pain, but let's just try that way too. It's easier if you know where they are, where they go. Okay, let's move this out of the way somewhere where my cat won't knock it over, hopefully. Let's bring these in. We're going to color these with Stampin' Blends. And oops, there's a spot. I'm not sure what it goes with. There we go. And I've got the Real Red, so I'm going to do dark Real Red on this side. Oh, I like the other side better. I don't know why. Around this side here. I'm going to do right all the way around this bottom layer here, just so that I have a little bit of guideline. And then I'm just going to pick one side. I'm going to do these feathery strokes. Do the same thing for both of them. About halfway, a little bit less on one side. Okay, then I'm going to come in with the light. I'm going to fill in the rest of it, going over the center so that they blend together a little bit. Make sure I got the edge. Make sure you have something on your work surface that you're not going to matter if it gets the marker on. This is plastic, so I should be able to wash it off. But I probably should have paper underneath me. I'll go a little more here so it blends. Okay, perfect. Now I've got an ivory and a color lifter. I'm going to take the ivory one. Do this underneath. And I did this side dark with the red, so I'm going to do this side with the ivory. I'm going to do here too, a little bit lighter, and then I'll take the color lifter and do just a little bit of color lifter on this center, on the one side that I want lighter. I don't know if you can see that. You see how the color lifter has made it a little bit lighter there? Okay. Now I'm going to bring in those pieces. I'm going to bring these, turn these over. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. Both sizes, because some spots I can't get in otherwise. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back, making sure it's straddling as many holes as I possibly can. Oh, I need one here too. Okay, there's that one. I'll do the same with this other one. Back's coming off of that one. Okay, now this is the only tricky part, is getting these spots back into the mushrooms. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool. It's not difficult, it's just hard to get them because they're not perfectly round. So this is a little fiddly. There it goes. Maybe those two are reversed, but it's alright, it works. Let's see if I can switch them. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to shut off the camera. You get the idea what I'm doing, and then I'll come back once I get the other ones in for both of them. Like I said, this is the only difficult part, and it's not difficult, it's just fiddly. Like, oh, that one's upside down. It might be wise to just cut out a second one and keep the pieces in it. In fact, let me do that and I'll show you. And I'll show you that'd probably be the easiest way to do it. I don't know why these pieces don't want to fit, but okay. I'll be right back. Okay, this is probably the easiest way to do it. I cut out another one. I'm going to lay it over the top. And I'm going to just press it in like this. Each little piece should go right into a glue, or at least it will be in the right place. And take the top one off. Oh, so much better. Much easier. Now this one, there's not enough glue under there. So let's see if we can add a little bit. Oh, I think I need a part of one. Now let's try it. Well, gonna make a fiddler out of me, aren't you? That's not really the right spot, but don't like that. There we go. Okay. Sorry that took so long. Alright, now we're gonna bring over this piece. We already got our ferns a little bit laid out the way we want them. Take the backs off of here. Add another. I'll use that other half. Okay, then this one's going to go down here, right over the top of those ferns. Should hold them on. Take the backs off the other one. There's the other dot I couldn't find. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't shut my phone and stuff off today. My mom's fallen and broken her hip, so I need to make sure I have the ability to speak to her. She's doing pretty good, but this one will go here. I don't want to poke it down too hard. The hello will go behind. So let's use our wet glue. Tuck that in there. This isn't the right one, but where's the one I stamped? I don't know. There we go. And then you might want to come in and just add a little tiny bit of glue behind some of these ferns. Just little tiny dots. I like them to stand up a little bit. And you can flex these if you want them to go a different angle. Just hold them down. That one should be fine. There you go. There's a card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Oh, I forgot the gems. Red rhinestones. I'm going to put a couple here. I'm going to put one down here. There we go. That finishes off nicely. Well, thank you everybody for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.